Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Crawdaddy Stacks. It's November 18th, and I trust everybody's having a great first part of your week today. I'm doing pretty good here at my household. Still recovering, still drinking coffee, still enjoying my time away from work, even though the recovery's kind of not very pleasant. But we're getting there little by little. So today we just got some unboxings today, something a little different. You notice I have my scale out today. Something I want to do and need a little bit of advice possibly from people in the community that lean this particular way when it comes to their stack. We'll get into that in just a little bit. First things first, I have some giveaways from Whatnot that I got here. 3 more grams going into the Hungry Chest. This one here is kind of cool. I thought at first it might have been a crawdad. I was like, oh, I definitely got to have that one set aside. But the more I look, I think it might be an actual scorpion. If I can get it to stay right in my hand here. Yeah, I think that's a scorpion. So that's what we're going to treat it as, a scorpion. But we'll put them in the Hungry gram chest. Nom, nom, nom. I don't have a poucho, I got a chesto. For those that know, you know. Alrighty, and then we also picked up a Mercury Dime giveaway from Sudden Death Coins. And then once again from Classic Kid Coins, a War Nickel. It's a Philly. Can't read the date on it, it's so dark. Yeah, that was a 42 Merc. Yeah, it looks like a 42 Merc. So, War Nickel and Merc Dime into the 90%/35% stash. I'm going to get that tube filled with them nickels, y'all. I promise you that. All right, let's get on to some unboxings here. Some mailings that I received in the mail. And we'll get out my trusty knife. And we'll go from here. This one is from our good buddy on YouTube. And he has a Whatnot platform show as well. T, the Silver Stacker. Let's see exactly what we got going on in here. Oh, let's see. Here's his card. T, the Silver Stacker. Thanks. You're welcome, T. Thank you very much. Oh, we got a Miss T magnet from Mrs. T, the Silver Stacker. That's very nice. That will go on my safe. Let's see what else we may have in here. This is what I actually bought from him. An orange T, the Silver Stacker crate. Now, he says these are for 2x2s. I don't have any available for me, but they 2x2 flip or coin holder will fit right in there. I got it, you know me, just for mainly decorations. I might try to see what I can fit in there. How about that? I can line up some tubes and put in there. I can put some of my capsules in there. I can put his card right there if I wanted to. Pretty nice. Thank you, T, for that. Make sure there's nothing else of any value in the package. And that was just a novelty buy, nothing major. But thank you, T. I appreciate it. If you got a blue one to go with it, I'd appreciate it. Go Gators, orange and blue. Bring on Lane Kiffin. I'm tired of the mediocrity in Gainesville. We want to turn it into Lanesville. And that's it for my rant on that. All right, next up, we have a purchase from Sudden Death Coins. I know that giveaway. That giveaway was on another date. This one here was not a giveaway. It was an actual purchase. Let's find out what we got here. Nothing else of any value. Check out the packing order. See what it says. Yep, sudden death coins. That's what I thought. All right. So I had a coupon for this with free shipping, and I paid a grand total of $47 of what I purchased here from Sudden Death Coins. And silver at the time of my purchase was $50.56. So I made a good little deal on that one there. $47, $3 under spot, $3.56 under spot to be exact. I'll tell you what, these whatnotters like putting those little whatnot stickers on right on the face of the coins. All right, and we have 2024 reverse proof Perth Mint Year of the Dragon for $47, y'all. That is why I like Whatnot, because you can get some phenomenal deals on there as long as you're careful and you don't know what, and you do what you're supposed to do. Mind your P's, you mind your Q's, mind your wallet, make bids when they're appropriate. I think what I'll do is, coming up in a future video, maybe I'll do some whatnots to do on Whatnot. I think that sounds like a good idea. And we'll make a video with that maybe later this week. Maybe I'll get into that later this week. And now for my first ever purchase of this type of bullion. Right. And this is what I will need some advice on, because I did not buy it honestly to add to my stack. I will tell y'all that right off the rip. I did not. I bought this as not necessarily collectors, not necessarily novelty. However, I did buy this because it's something I've been wanting to do, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. And it's probably going to be my only purchase of this type. I'm not going to promise that. But back in 2018, my wife and I took a vacation to Alaska. And that was absolutely the best vacation we've ever took. We've been on cruises. We've been to different states, parts of this country. And to this day, and she'll agree, Alaska was the most phenomenal vacation we ever took. So I was in the hospital on November 10th. After my surgery on the 7th, I was still in there. And I was bored. And of course, I was scrolling through Whatnot. And I came across this channel here. Gold Baron Pay Dirt. So I watched him for a little while. And he's got a claim out in Washington. But on this particular show on Whatnot, he had gold that he was selling from Alaska. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? How cool would it be to own some gold from Alaska? So I'm sitting there watching. I'm watching as the prices go. And, you know, there's small amounts of gold, small increments, less than a gram here, less than a gram there. And I guess you could say I got gold fever watching the gold on Whatnot. And I ended up buying 3 vials of gold nuggets, which is something I do not own, something I do not think I'm going to add to my stack, but it is something that intrigued me enough to say, hey, it's gold. It's pure gold right out of the ground. And This one is 0.10 of a gram. This one was 0.20 of a gram. And this one is 0.17 of a gram. So I'm going to have to add that up to see how much less of a gram that I got. And I'm also going to have to figure out how you get in these capsules without spilling it everywhere. So give me just a minute. I don't know whether he's got them taped or not. So I'll tell you what, hold on 1 second and I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Did get them open. He did have some tape around the edges, which is why they were so difficult to get open, which I'm glad he did, and that kept them from falling out. So this is one nugget that I bought. This one was the 0.10 gram. These three here, 0.20 of a gram. And that's why you, there we go. I do not want to lose any of this. And this little batch here was the 0.17. I had some different little nuggets in there. All right. Not really nuggets. They're small. They are easy to lose, I'm sure, which is why I'm going to figure out a way to put them in a capsule for safekeeping. And also probably just for display purposes only. I don't think I'm going to add these to my stack. The main reason, and this is what I'm going to need help on, y'all. I know these are not 999 pure gold. I know that. But how do I know how much gold is in them? I know what I paid for them. Which I know I probably overpaid too much. For the biggest set, the 2.0 set, I paid $32 for. For the 1.7, I paid $29 for, and for the one single nugget, I paid $17 for. So, I don't know how that's going to translate into actual how much gold I have as for what I paid. Like I said, I mainly bought them for display purposes and for that feeling of, hey, I was in Alaska and this is some Alaska gold. But I thought it would be something cool to show off of or show off on my channel. So what I want to do is I do want to weigh to make sure what I got is what I got. So let's see here. And it is on grams. So let's see. 1.7 and 0.17. So there we go. That was actually on spot of what he said should be in there. I'm going to lose this, y'all. I'm going to be out gold. I keep dropping. They're so tiny and so hard to grab. Jeffrey Button, the YouTuber I just recently started following, he contacted me, wanted to do a swag swap. He has a YouTube channel. If you look it up, it's Jeffrey Button. Just type in his name and it'll come up. And he does this stuff. He pans gold, he polishes rocks. He's got some really, really good content. So check out his channel. But Jeffrey, if you'd reach out to me when you get time, kind of explain to me what I got here. This is 0.021. And there we go. 0.20, excuse me. And that's exactly what we got here, 0.20. So looks like Mr. Gold Baron is honest on his weights. So kudos, Mr. Baron, kudos. Let's do this last one. 1.1, and of course this was the 0.11, I should say. I will get that right in a minute. I'm used to doing the ounces and stuff. So this is 0.11 of a gram, and there we go, 0.10. So it's actually a little bit tiny fractional bit bigger than what he said was in there. So now that I got that done, Let's see what grand total weight is, because I'm not good at math, y'all. But this scale will do it for me. So I am looking at just under 1/2 gram of gold nuggets. It's more like leaf gold. Some of them's pretty thick, but most of it looks like it's kind of leafy, flat. Good display pieces, is what I would say. So just under, yeah, 0.48. 0.48. So that's just now. It's 0.47. Stop cheating me. 0.48. That's what we're going with. 0.48 of a gram. So very, very nice. I will now combine these into one. Now that I know exactly what they weigh. And look at that, y'all. See how you handle this stuff, Mr. Jeffrey Button, without losing it. I'm going to lose it, all right. I'm going to lose it on camera and start saying some things I shouldn't say. I keep dropping this gold. All right, there we go. So that was my little special dealio today. It is pretty. I will say this. It is very, very pretty. Shiny. It is going to display good in my background. I will get with Jeffrey or whoever chooses to reach out to me and give me some advice on, should I add this to my overall gold weight? It is not much. It's not even 1/2 gram. Grams of gold, as we're sitting right now, an ounce of gold is what? 40.74, 40.72.90, 40.72.90. So I would have to do a little bit of math to figure out exactly how much 1/2 gram is. Or of course you can go to Kitco's scrap calculator, and that's a good resource. That's probably what I'll do. I'll let it do it for me. But problem with that, I don't know if this is 22. I don't know if this is 21. I don't know if it's 18. I don't know how much gold is actually in these leaves. So I need to find out how I can figure that out. Anyways, I trust y'all have a great rest of your week. I'll try to get up another video later. Like I said, I may do the what not to do on whatnot video coming up. There is a kind of a challenge going out there that Kansas Kid and some others are doing about your favorite gold, silver bullion piece. I'm gonna have to think on that. I tell you, I watched his video. I watched Southeast Stacking and Collecting's video, and Southeast, I really, really love that Stone Mountain piece that you showed. That is an amazing piece. I've been looking at those. I just ain't found one at the right price, because y'all know me. I'm looking for deals. I'm not looking to overpay. But that's more of a collector's piece. So like this one here, and that's what you will overpay on from time to time. So if I can find one that I don't have to overpay on too much, I will look into getting me one of those. But those Stone Mountain pieces was a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I'll go through my stack and see which one I might consider my favorite. These here are going to be near the top because I had these professionally hand poured by none other than FG Stacker. So those are pretty close to my favorite. I really, really love this maple leaf. I'll catch some flack on that because it's not an American coin, I'm sure, but that's going to be near the top. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous. It's got the black platinum on there, diamond dusted. Yeah, that thing's gorgeous. That's one of my favorite pieces. I have some others. I'll try to get a video out of that. This is a nice piece, but it's nowhere near the top of my favorite. That's the one the U.S. Mint screwed me on. I paid too much for, but I bought into the hype of trying to get the big time priced one, and it didn't work out like I wanted to. But anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I've been here wasting your time enough. That's my gold nuggets I purchased from Gold Baron Pay Dirt on Whatnot. Has a YouTube channel, so look him up. Give him some likes. Tell him Crawdaddy Stack sent you over there. If you don't mind, give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. And we'll see you on the next time. God bless. Crawdaddy Stacks, and I'm out.